Now I'm just at a stage where I'm applying the finish to the threads, and I bought a water-based finish which I thought would work beautifully with the oak and dry quickly, but not so. I applied it and it looks like it's been limed, it's very flat. Now it's just the surface, the first coat that's on it. So this is the finish that I wanted. You can see the contrast. This is water-based, this is oil-based. It's the very same product, and the drying time for this is much the same. So you can see that it's always worth noting to try a small sample first, that you have the right finish or have the right desired finish that you want. So this is water-based as opposed to oil-based. So you can see how much more alive the oil-based is, and that's the contrast I want with a painted finish. So I had to swap from water-based back to oil-based. So that's what we've got. I'll have to clean these down again, rub these down again, just add them down to the orbital, get them back to the original finish. So this is the finish I want on the thread. And in this case, I'm ready to go ahead with all of them. You'll notice there that the dry mark there is the amount of distance that it goes into the string. So I keep it dry there, and I keep the back edge. Back edge should be dry as well, but in this case I just forgot about it. So we've got a string here. Now we've got a string here. No, we haven't. Okay, so we've got here is a thread, and I've just put a mark on it there for the housing mark, the depth of the housing, and the same here. Won't be able to pick it up on camera, but it's there just as a guideline. And I have a little mark at the back here just for the tongue. I just use a thumb gauge like that, as we call it, a thumb gauge, just using finger and thumb, fingers and a thumb there to get a line along the edge. So I'm using a roller on this. Now I'll do the edge first. I should say I do the back first underneath here. I don't like using the brush because the brush finish, even though it's a good quality brush, won't give me the same finish as a roller. So I want it to look, I'm treating this like a piece of furniture. Why? Because it is a piece of furniture. So I'll roll that down to the limit there. Quick run. That's the back edge. And I'll just roll the front edge. And again, I'll just keep away from the end. So I've got that. Make sure we've no runs. And I'll just come to the front edge then. And I'm just going to turn it around to myself here. And I load the roller. Don't want to overload the roller. Now I've tinned the product down between 5 and 10%, only for the first coat. Now bear in mind, this is oil-based finish I'm putting on, so I'll just go to the limits of the line there. Don't have to be too fussy about it, as long as the outside edge there is dry. So again, I'm after forgetting about the line there. I'm not too bothered about that. I can give it a scrape later on with the chisel. So I'll just roll it out. I don't want the coat to go on heavy. As I say, I have it tinned down, so the first coat is just to seal the surface. I'll go along there. So just apply an even coat. I have enough on it there now to do that. Just a quick run, just underneath there, just make sure there's no runs. I get the light to come down on it here, so I can sight the light out from the outside there. I can come down here and see that there's no runs. I've got a lovely even surface there. So you can see how alive the wood comes when we get the first coat on it there. I'll say I tinned it down. That'll allow it to soak in to the grain better. It'll raise the grain as well, and we'll give it a quick rub back then with 360 grit paper prior to putting on the next coat. So that's it. That's what I'm doing finish wise. First coat, edges underneath, and surface finish. So you can see that the wood comes alive when we put the polish on it. And the finish that's on the oak here, I will finish down to 240 grit prior to putting the coat on it there. So that's it. So I'll do all the threads like that. I'll come back then, I'll rub them all back with 320 grit paper. use a tack cloth again to clean off the dust, take off all the dust, and then apply a second coat, and then we'll apply a third coat. We only rub it back once between the first coat and the second coat. After that, you get in the build and the finish. I don't want to achieve a very high build on this. We just want to look like a piece of furniture, but we want it to be extremely hard wearing, because this is a piece of furniture, or this is a stair, and it's going to be used day in, day out. So the surface finish is very hard. So again, just to see here, look how dry looking that is compared to what we wanted. That was the water-based finish, which I wasn't happy with at all. It looks like a lime doke finish. So therefore, always be careful about the product that you're going to select. Make sure you try it on a piece first, that you're happy with the tone of the finish and the actual surface, the amount it sits off the surface. In other words, gauge or thickness of the finish. So that's a lesson for all of us to learn, that we have the right product for the right finish. Okay, over and out for now.